Good morning, South Africa. Today we're going to talk about publicity. What is publicity and how do we utilize publicity in radio and television? The tourism relies on spreading information to attract the public to them because they want feet in their business. Now, for instance, to give you an example, if you have a small shuttle service in a town and you hear top billing is coming to visit you, you will phone them and say, listen, we can do the transportation for you guys, then you don't have to worry about transportation. And the other people can say to you, we can give you accommodation in our establishment. And I can tell you they will take it. And you did not ask them, I want to get publicity out of it. At the end, if they maybe just put a camera on your car while you're busy driving, it is publicity. Even in that glitch, it is publicity. And that is for free because they do not pay for your service and obviously you do not pay anything. So it is that small, itsy bitsy, mini things that the PRO need to look at and be very wakey on his feet. The PR function is to get positive publicity. How is he going to get positive publicity? That is one of the 4 points that you need to know. It generates more customers, creates awareness of your products by providing information on a unique function or quality of it or a unique aspect of it. It builds credibility for your business and it establishes your reputation. Know those 4 points. Now, before, during, and after an interview. Now, to have an interview, people, you need to know what you are talking about. Be very well prepared. Always find out when they're asking you to come for an interview. That is on TV and radio. Ask them, what is the topic? What type of questions am I going to ask? Is it informal or a formal interview? Is it a direct or broadcasting or is it an edited version? What is the difference between direct and it's a live interview? Edited means they recording it and then they edit it according to the way they want it. Maybe they can make it shorter and they can make breaks in between. Now, with a live interview, you have to think very fast on your feet. Now, what do you need to do before the interview? And I want to draw your attention to the following. In the exam, they ask this question. In every exam, the question is there. It is just either the television or the radio. And then you need to look. Is it before? Is it during? And is it after? And you only ask that. If you start mangle it, then you're going to lose points. Always look, is it television or radio? Before, during, or after. Then you answer it accordingly. Before, a lot of the points is exactly the same. So I'm going to mention them first. It is to find out, like I said, if it's live or edited. The type of information, is it a chat show or is it a little bit on the news? So that you can prepare yourself. How long am I going to talk? How long do you give me? If it's 3 minutes, then you cannot prepare for 20 minutes. So that you need to know exactly how much time do you have to say what you need to say and get out to the public. For a radio interview, I would suggest that you jot down some pointers because it makes it easy. For the television, it won't be really that good if you every time you take your picture. It is this. Because you would not look prepared and you would not get, it would show the people, but this person doesn't have knowledge of what he is doing. So that is important. But on the radio, you can have you've got the mic in front of you and you have just don't scratch your paper against the mic. But you've got your paper here and then you can see if somebody asks you something, you can quickly refer because you're really going to do it in pointers. I'm just going to show you. I made an example of before, during and after so that if you leave something out then it is there with one shot and you can see it immediately. What did I leave out and what can I mention? That is very important. And people, yeah, you're not going to do blah, blah things. Now, what I say blah, blah things is, it's not necessary. You want people to get the message that is important. Talk to the interviewer before the time and before the interview starts so that you can just get at ease. Always arrive earlier than the interview is going to start. I always say 15 minutes, but you know me, I'm always an hour before, so that you are 100% prepared, because if you have to rush and you're late, then you're already tensed and you can hear it in your voice immediately. Now, during the interview, okay, I just want you to listen to my voice. Okay, I'm going to put the paper in front of me so that you can't cheat. Listen. Good morning to all of you. I'm Elna Lombard from the Travel and Tourism Department of CJC Riverlea Campus. I hope you enjoy the interview. That sounds fine, hopefully. Now listen to this. Is this a voice that you can listen for the whole 20 minutes?
Good morning. I'm Elna Lombard. I'm from the Central Johannesburg College and I'm from the Riverlea Department.
Will you be able to listen to that? No way. I would switch it off because it won't last on your ear. Definitely not. And for a television, you also have to look at your voice, how you portray yourself. But what is very important, and I love mirrors, look in the mirror before you go onto the TV. From this side, and make sure. Would I feel comfortable for the nation to see me how I am dressed now? Girls, don't wear a short dress. Because most of the people, when you're on your nerves, you don't think of how you are sitting. And I can't demonstrate it here now because you won't see me. Voila! Legs open. You can see your panty and you can see till Timbuktu. You need to dress proper so that you are comfortable on the TV. I would suggest nice black pants and a nice top over it, so that if you sit and maybe just by chance the TV can't go to Timbuktu. And the guys as well. You don't wear this pants where your undies is coming out and you still need every time have to grab your pants to keep it up. Dress proper when you go for an interview. But even a radio interview, even if it's more informal with your clothing, you're going to meet people, you're going to see people. And if you go to a radio interview looking like, I don't even know what to say, then they will not really recall you back or discussing something with you. If your interview is a success, I can promise you the people come back to you and they talk to you, ask you, listen, what are you doing there? How many students do you have? What subjects do you have? Can I enroll my kid there? That is what you want at the end of the day. So be very well prepared. Now, during the interview, we're still busy with during the interview. You either stand comfortable or sit comfortable. Most of the time when they call you for an interview, you're going to sit. At the radio, they will tell you as well, please do not touch the table or scratch the table or touch your keys or anything. You put them totally aside when you have your interview and you sit and talk. And obviously not too close to the mics, because then you go, puh, puh, puh. You know that ploughing sound against the mic. And you do not have to shout because you have a mic in front of you. Because most of the people nowadays, if they see a mic, booty, then they need to go with the volume. It is not necessary. You've got a mic and you just talk normal. Just talk, always talk a little bit slower. Not like this, because then you're not going to sound very good. So talk slower, but give your points, give facts, don't lie. If they ask you questions, listen to the question and answer the question sweet and short. Don't wear noisy jewelry and accessories. That's for TV as well as for radio. And that is a few pointers for during the interview. after the interview. It's always good to get a edited tape from your broadcasting or your interview that you had with the TV broadcasting, because the best critique is yourself. And if you found a few pointers, what I would also suggest, you can play it to your family. The family people is one of those your family members will always give you 100% critique. Well, my family is like that. If you do something, they will say to you, you know what, you did this. Look out for this. But this went well. And this went well. Just look out for this, because then it will be perfect. But the interview will never be perfect, because there's always things that you can improve on. So then you go and learn. When somebody asks you again to come for an interview, you learned out of your mistakes and try to make it better. And every time better, that can call you back every time. Now, I want you to go, you're in lockdown, so you can go and do activity 2.2 with your family. That will be actually very interesting. You can type it, you can even send the recording to me. It will be actually very interesting to see how did it go. And people, it make it interesting for your family members as well. Then they can see, what are you learning in travel office procedures in 6? Then after, you play around with your family with activity 2.2, and then you can critique one another of how did the person do? Did they speak proper? What must they look at? Yeah, and then we can teach our parents as well how to perform a TV or a radio interview. And after that, you go and do the summative assessment. Enjoy the rest of your day.